Hey developers, today we're going to look at Wave UI and other Vue UI frameworks and see what you can use today if you want to use a UI framework inside Vue.js 3. Hey, and if you've been following this channel for a while, actually I created a very similar video earlier this week where I looked over about 10 different UI frameworks. I talked about which ones worked with Vue 3 and which ones didn't. So during that discussion, I had quite a few comments, and some people have said I should check out Wave UI. It's a new Vue UI framework. It works with Vue 3, so I thought I would give it a spin today and we could talk a little bit more about it. And as always, make sure you click that subscribe button, like button, and I'll make sure to have the links to all this in the description. And as always, if you're interested in learning about Vue, I actually have a link to a cheat sheet that you guys can check out. If you click on that link, I'll send it to you and you can learn more about Vue. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. First, I want to give a shout out. If you go to the Awesome Vue Framework section, it has a list of all the different frameworks, and some of them actually mention Vue 3. I mentioned this last time. Element Plus is a UI framework that'll work with Vue 3. So is Super Vue. So is Ant. I didn't mention that in my last video, but Ant is also there. I looked it up and they have a support Vue 3 and Vite from 2.0 beta 5, and they did a really good job. They converted everything over to Vue 3, so it works well. One I want to talk about today is Wave UI, and they're calling themselves an emerging UI framework for Vue.js and Vue 3 with only the bright side. So if you look at the webpage, they have over 40 UI components. They use colors, utilities, they have form validations. It's fully responsive, touch ready. And yeah, I mean, they did a really good job with this, so I thought it'd be fun to show it. Probably thinking, why would I want to use this UI framework? Which is exactly what I thought when someone had messaged me about it. But they even have a section, why Wave UI? And once again, I'll make sure there's a link to this in the description. But they're calling it, it's like other UI frameworks. Wave UI is fully responsive, accessibility compliant, very flexible, easy to use, but also has supporting Vue 3, haha, obviously awesome. No dependencies, lightweight, provides powerful elements. So it seems like they're trying to differentiate themselves from all the other kind of Vue.js UI frameworks. In the Wave UI framework, all the styles are scoped to the framework UI elements. So yeah, it looks like they're doing a lot of the right things. So I'm going to show you how to get started with Vue UI. If you want to bounce around, I'll put a link in my description to different timestamps if you kind of want to look around here. Okay, so I have a Vue UI app I just created, a Vue 3 app that is, out of the box as of this recording. I went ahead and just deleted out some code here, so we just have this hello world component, which is cool. So now I have something that just says hello world, and that's it. So we want to go and get this up and running with Wave. So it's really simple. So first thing you do is in the official documentation, if you click on the little getting started, it tells you need to install npm I wave UI at next. I can go ahead and put in your npm install. This is the command line. So I do npm install npm I wave-ui at next. Now remember, don't forget the at next or it won't work. So I'll go ahead and hit enter and it'll install. Okay, so after you have it installed, all you need to do is make a couple of changes here. And what you want to do is go into the main file, and you just need to add in a couple of these imports. And I'll make this bigger. So you just need to add in these imports right here. So I'll just go to the top, copy and paste them in. You need to you need to add this new Wave UI app in here. And then you need to add in this app mount. So we got to make a couple of changes, and don't forget, first time I did this, I messed a few things up. Out of the box, it looks like this for Vue. You can see here it says create app mount, but you really want to do is you want to make this a variable. So you want to do create app here. Don't mount it yet. Delete the mount, so it just creates it. Then you can use that app inside this new Wave UI, which you would also put some options in if you needed, and then you mount it. So if you do that correctly, and then you run npm run serve, you need to do one more thing. Go into the app view here, and you see where I put the hello world. Well, I'm going to delete this for a second. And you need to also do one other thing. You need to make sure that you wrap your whole app in this w-app. You go back up here, w-app, and if this works, it should work. Let's try to add in a common UI element. And I think the most common one is a button. Now, one thing, if you look at the documentation, you could see it's in this format here. If you're not familiar, this is Pug. And they do say that they are rewriting the documentation in HTML, but for right now, you can just kind of convert this over from Pug to HTML and CSS. So this right here is saying that we need to create a new component Let's call it W. It's basically W button. Now we need to add in MA1. That's actually a part of their margin, I believe. So you can add in this MA1. And now you do a BG color success. So that does the green there. So I'll add that in there. And now the name of the button. So let's call it success. And if we did this right, it should pop up correctly. So I'll refresh it. Cool. So we have a success button, and we have now successfully installed installed Wave. I mean, that was that simple. You just got to be a little careful. Make sure when you go into your app, into your main.js file, make sure you delete out the mount it after you do this new Wave, or you will get an error, because I noticed that when I was trying to test it. And you can see there's a little bit of an animation when you click on it. So let's take a look at what other things are available in this Wave UI library. It does have a layout and spacing system, so you can do padding from 0 to 12, MA number, PA, so there's margin, there's padding. So if I put this to, let's see, 12, H3, hello world, you can see there's some padding. If I put this to, I don't know, 1, okay, you see it brought it back up again. And I could probably even do some padding here. So it's a kind of a utility classes, or like Tailwind. A lot of these frameworks have it. I don't know if I do PA5. Yeah, so now I add a little padding on the sides of this. So that's kind of cool that it offers a little bit of those utility classes. You can also use left, right, top, bottom. MX, if you just want to do the X or Y, you can do the same thing. A is for all sides, by the way. There's also a grid system, because you can't create a UI framework without a grid system, but you know that is helpful. You have XS12. So like you can see here, if I wanted to have like 2 columns, so let's see. If we had a div here, and we had a class, and this was XS, let's see, 6. Hello, and we put in our button here, and then we had a different class, which do XS6 on this one as well. This, if my emmet works correctly, this doesn't want to. Let's see, your class equals XS6, and we have a second button, and we save it. Let's see if it worked. All right, yeah, so it sort of worked there. It fell on top of each other. I probably wouldn't use these. I probably would just use, I would use something like just plain old Flexbox to play around with these. I wouldn't do something like this. But you certainly can. You can kind of play around with it. You can see what it did here. It made this at this size, and this one is XS2, and this XS4. Yeah, so you can do this kind of column system in it. What else do we got? It does have some Flex utility classes too, or helper classes that they call it. So if you are into Flex, which I am, and you didn't want to write everything inside your own CSS styles, you can use this as well. I'm not going to try to go through that. It has different typography. So title 2, headline, title 4, headline, or title 1. So let's delete these. And this one, let's put in title 1. Let's see what this looks like. So we put in title 1 in here. By the way, my keyword's a little clicky. Okay, yeah, so it made it a little bit bigger. So if I do title 4, yeah, see, definitely smaller. So once again, some nice utility classes. But I think the most important thing here is what components you get. So it has 40 components. So it has an accordion, and it has an alert box. It's showing an alert. It also, by the way, I didn't mention this, it does have this nice transition stuff. So you can kind of fade things in and out, scale things in and out. You don't have to write a whole bunch of code to do it. You just have to add in this class transition toggle, which is really pretty neat. By the way, this documentation is not in Pug. It's just in regular HTML. A lot of the documentation too has a link to open a code pen, so that's really nice too. So if you were having some difficulty like getting a accordion working, you can do it. Let's look at a couple of more. So it has a drawer, so you can kind of move stuff in from the side. I've never seen a web page that has done this, but you can do it if you want. There is a dialog. I think you can't have a UI framework without a dialog. So there it is. Look, a nice little fade in, fade out. You can also make it a full screen dialog, I suppose. That's kind of neat. Has some nice options, and looks like if you want to add in the options, you even has this little maker here. It tells you what it is. Once again, you kind of have to translate this from Pug back into HTML, but that shouldn't be too hard. It doesn't look too bad. They have tabs, a rating. Let's see if we can get a rating working here. So it looks like you use this class called WRating, and then in WRating you have a vModel tag. So let's add a data object here. Data. Let's see here, data, and then we'll do an arrow, and we'll return back an object, and I guess I'll call it rating 1, and I'll put 3. And just like they did, I'm going to put a vModel on this. vModel equals rating 1. Let's see if that worked. So I'm going to save it. Cool, so here's my rating. It looks, you can even click on it. It's pretty neat, updates automatically. Let's see here, I can use their class. Let's see, can I do PL20? No, that doesn't work. PL5 maybe? Okay, yeah, added a little padding to the left. Or ML. Okay, I moved it a little bit. But yeah, that's cool. So now you have your whole rating system, a rating little widget. I mean, looks pretty good. I'm sure you can go in and change. By the way, there is a way to, if you didn't like the colors it comes with, you can overwrite any of the colors with SCSS. You just change the base font, increment, and so this is all SCSS variables, SAS variables, and you do have to do a couple of configurations globally to change it, but you can change all sorts of things if you wanted to do that. Okay, so if you wanted to change the color, you can set a color in the foreground icons and background color. So you just do, in here for this rating, you can do color equals, let's see, color equals red. If I save that, and nope, now they're all red, which is cool. And it has a background color, so if I want the background color, I can do BG color blue. Let's do purple. And now I save that and refresh it. Okay, so now you can see the background colors are purple and the new ones are red. That looks pretty horrible, but you can do it. All right, so I'm not going to go through all these, but I mean, it has quite a few things. It even has like a timeline, which looks really nice. Looks like they're still working on a table. Has some tool tips, so you can have some nice little tool tips, and you can customize it pretty easily. All right, so that's all we're going to do today. I just wanted to show you this Wave UI component library. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if there is a framework or UI library that you definitely want me to do like an introduction on, leave a comment. I'll consider it. Maybe it'll be in my next video, because I know there's so many great tools for Vue out there, and I'd like to cover more of them, especially the ones that people use every day. So let me know. Thanks.